Hello, and I'm back. And it's amazing how every time I just finish uploading a new episode, that's when actual follow-ups come. For example, there is this latest news that has come, which obviously the government thought that the people would not find out, and that is that the government is now adding finishing touches on its plan to completely control social media in Pakistan. And that does not just mean YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, that means the whole caboodle. That means that even those social media platforms that we use to conduct businesses will be fully under government control. Now, if you remember in the past when Nawaz Sharif's government came, they froze foreign accounts of the citizens. At that time, we had just come from abroad and we had a foreign currency account, and it was frozen, and all our money was taken by Nawaz Sharif. And till date, it's been 30 years, he has not returned a single penny, even though he claimed that he was going to return the money in Pak rupees. Now, Nawaz Sharif is also known to have forcefully made the general manager of the National Bank of Pakistan to commit embezzlement and put all the money in Nawaz Sharif's personal account, for which he scapegoated the general manager, who later committed suicide. And now this recent antic by the government, which is very obvious. The first thing that they did was raise taxes and add taxes to every single thing that did not even have taxes. And then they emptied the treasury, and they have already stolen all our money again. And then they raised the utility bills, and they added other bills within those utility bills that were non-existent, and through that they stole money. And now they're again stealing money in another way. Apart from that, while they can, if and when they start controlling the social media, as you remember, I had already shared with everybody on social media and in my podcast that the government had already begun to place restrictions on import and export, as well as conducting any and every business that pertains to foreign exchange or currency. So it has declared that any movement of cash to and fro would be illegal, as per State Bank of Pakistan. And so now that if they start controlling the social media platform, that means every single money that we earn will be under their monitoring and under their control, and they can rip that out as well. They can take all that money without our knowing and without asking us. So this is a very obvious ploy of the government on dictatorship and fascism. And also it determines the fact that the government is crippling the country, ensuring that it is defaulted and that it becomes a failed state before they hand it over to the US. Plus, they have also closed down the Lahore Airport Runway for 20 days, and the CAA closed down the airport runways. And you know what that means? That means that they are not going to allow anybody in or out of the country. So, as I've said previously, they have put the country under siege. The fact that the government is so predictable, it is ridiculous. I've been predicting every single move of theirs. You think I would be the only one? I'm sure every single body in Pakistan had already realized what the government was up to for a very long time. And they have been provoking and inciting the public towards violence because they want the public to initiate civil war or clashes with the government, so that they could use that as a pretext, as an excuse to completely control the country, shut it down, and then hand it over. But the public, as we know, is an extremely lazy public, and they will always go for violence as the last resort. And even then, they probably will not. As we have seen in the 70 years history of this country, the public has never risen against corruption. because they're too selfish or too lazy or too tired, and they always want somebody else to do their dirty work. There was only one man who was ready to do that, and that is Imran Khan, and that is why they're trying to eliminate him. And if he is gone, then there will be no one, and that is why they're trying to eliminate him, because they know that once Imran Khan is gone, the public will never rise again. He is the one who empowered the public with some conscience. He is the one who knocked some sense of shame into the public, and he's the one who forced them to look within themselves and to find some sort of shame and consciousness from within. And if he's gone, then the public will go back to being to turning a blind eye and to saying fuck it. So, but of course, since the public is already extremely pissed off, you never know. They might actually do the one sane thing and kill off every single member of the illegal Pakistani government. The parliament, the Punjab Assembly, the Sindh Assembly, the Balochistan and Pakhtunkhwa assemblies, I think if they are all destroyed in one go, if every single person within is eradicated simultaneously all in one go, I think we will just resolve that matter on our own. Considering how we have so many enemies who have been trying to subdue us for 70 years, because to them, a powerful Pakistan is a dangerous Pakistan to them. A neutral Pakistan is a dangerous Pakistan to them, because that means they cannot use Pakistan to wage their wars in Asia. And Pakistan is essentially the padlock of Asia. And they have been trying to break that padlock open so that they could just trespass into the continent and loot and plunder. And the one thing needs to be understood: the independence of Pakistani sovereignty is crucial to China and Russia. So don't expect China and Russia to stay quiet for long. The minute they realize, or the minute they feel that that their boundaries are going to be encroached upon, they will take action. So this illegal government of Pakistan, the minions, the dogs of the US and the UK, they need to be very, very careful as they take these steps against the two extremely powerful countries that are also our neighbors and that have actually more sincerely worked with Pakistan than our so-called ally, the US, that has only fucked us throughout. The only reason America makes allies is to fuck those countries up. That's a fact. There's not a single ally of the US that has benefited. In fact, if the US approaches any country for an alliance, that country should understand that the US now wants to destroy that country. So these are the two developments that we've had. The airports are closed so that no one is allowed to come in or go out of Lahore Airport. And this is just the beginning. That means they're just going to start closing down other airports. The reason why I think they targeted Lahore Airport first is because Imran Khan is back in Lahore and they are scared that within these 2 weeks he might once again initiate a march or a massive scale protest. As we know, Lahore is always the center of anything and everything that historically takes place in our country. So that is probably why. Also, they know that there is a huge number of overseas Pakistanis protesting all over the world, in Canada, in the UK, in the US, everywhere. And they do not want those people coming in. They do not want those people flying in, because every time Imran Khan calls the public, people from abroad also start flocking in. And so there is that. So that is one thing. The other thing is that they are planning on fully controlling the social media. As we know, the Indian government basically more or less controls their media, mainstream as well as social. And America, although it pretends to be a democracy, it also has control over a lot of its social media platforms. But Pakistan is planning to fully control 100% of the social media platforms, which is extremely dangerous, because that only means they're going to steal even more from us, and they're going to block every single outlet that we have of freedom. And although America had given them these scripts to build a narrative about Imran Khan's government being fascist and about Imran Khan being a fitna, the truth is the US is the biggest fitna of the world, and we all know that. And anybody and everybody that works with the US is a fitna as well. The US fitna, we can see the fitna that it has sowed. We can see the fruition of it in Palestine. We can see it in India. We can see it in Africa. We can see it right here in our own country. And fascist, well, I think what the government is doing right now is the perfect example of fascism, authoritarianism, as well as dictatorship. So all these words that they tried to coin for Imran Khan applies to them well and truly. So again, the Pakistan public needs to stop thinking, it needs to stop sitting on its haunches, it needs to stop waiting for Imran Khan to give them the call. I think our public doesn't need anybody to give us any calls. I think we need to take matters into our hands, and we need to eradicate the illegal government once and for all, or else forever shut up and tolerate whatever is going to happen to us. So this is me signing out. Khuda Hafiz.